welcome to your English First Additional Language Grade 11 class. Today we're doing poetry analysis, and as you know, we are doing the Kahoot game. I was actually just sorting that out because I thought I could play it on the screen while you guys watch, but turns out I'll have to do it on my phone. So I was just trying to upgrade my browser as well to make it more effective for you guys. As you know, I'm your presenter, Ayanda Tshabalala. You can always contact me on the booksetterza@gmail.com. You guys know that I do like to greet as soon as I come into class. First of all, I'd just like to say hi to our host, Kobe, who I've been working with for about 2 weeks now, and he has been totally amazing by making sure that you and I are able to hear each other and the likes. Just want to get into my normal position in case we have the problem that we had. Okay, I see we've got the chat box open. Guys know that I like to have it out on the screen because then I'm able to read your messages as I go. Okay. All right. Okay, seems like it's not too bad. Thanks, Kobe. Okay, so hi, Boitumelo. Hi, Dimpo. Hi, Kwanda. Hi, Mbali. Hi, Domvi. Hi, Priyanka. Hi, Ria Rabilwe. Hi, Strebile. And I think that's all we have for today, or at least let's say for now. Okay, so today we're doing poetry analysis. I was actually thinking that I should come up with some sort of timetable, but we will discuss this when we have time because I'm trying to save time as much as possible today so that we're able to have at least 10 minutes playing the game. Okay. All right. So at the end of the lesson, you will know how to recognize poetry from a variety of culture, languages, and historic periods. Okay, so this is very important because today we're doing a Shakespeare poem, which is Sonnet 130. I think most of you guys have done it or are doing it this year. So I picked it because I felt it would be important to discuss, especially, hi Eclipse, hello, how are you? Thank you for coming through. Hi, Deshan. I see we've got 2 more people that joined. 3, actually. Hi, Precious. Hi, ma'am. I didn't make it to Zulu class. Woke up not feeling well. Oh, sorry about that. I'm very happy to have you in the English class. Okay, so let's continue. Understand and appreciate poetry as a literary art form. Okay, so I was speaking quite fast there. So by that I mean that you will get to understand that poetry is used for different reasons and is used as different kinds of art, right? As it expresses emotions and or rather, let's say thoughts or anything that the writer or the poet wants to express at the time. Okay, so then we will also analyze various elements of poetry, such as diction, tone, form, genre, imagery, figures of speech, symbolism, themes, etc. I think I did discuss with you guys what that is. So I think you guys are quite clued up. Okay, so do you guys remember what I said about, just gonna try and see. Okay, yeah, found it. So we did go through it. We are playing Kahoots, Eclipse, but we're gonna play it towards the end of the lesson. I just want us to go through some very important content because I know that I like to have fun with you guys on Mondays and on Fridays. Videos off, please. videos off. On Mondays and Fridays, I like to have fun with you guys, but we also need to, like, get some real work done. So yeah, that's why we're not going to play Kahoots now, but we will play during before the lesson ends. Okay, so do you guys remember what I said diction was? Do you guys remember when we did poetry? I think we did South African poetry the last time that we did poetry. So do you guys remember what diction was? Or tone? I think I even made tone very, very personal. Or symbolism. So I said that the tone is the attitude that you feel in the poem, right? The diction is the choice of words that I used. And the symbolism is the meaning conveyed by the poem. What did I say about the imagery, guys? I said something very important about the imagery. I said it's not only the eyes, but anything that mentions your other senses, such as your smell, your touch, given to elements. So if something smells like rose petals, right, that is imagery. As a reader, I already have an idea of what it smells like because I've smelled rose petals before. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? Okay, and then what did we say the theme was? Come on, guys. You guys are usually more alive. The main idea. Yes, we can say the main idea or the lesson given by the poem. Thank you, Precious. Thank you, Precious. Bali says the purpose of the poem. Yes, 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 that is correct. Okay, so house rules, as we know, respect, engagement. I need you guys to engage. Like, you guys know how I am always on your necks about engagement. I want you guys to speak. I want you guys to ask questions. I want you guys to be active on the group chat, the whole shebang. Okay. And other thing is, I need you guys to learn and I need you guys to have fun. I really like it when you guys are learning and you are having fun, because what I've seen in the past is that the things that we learn the most are things that we learn when we're having fun, right? Yeah. So I hope you guys are going to have a good time. Do we have any volunteers for the poetry? Okay, let's first go through the poetry rules. Then I'll give you guys 2 minutes to go over the poem so that whoever feels confident enough will volunteer to read. Okay, so poetry rules are the same as, in fact, I think this should just be my English rules, because I think I have the same rules for almost everything. Okay, so it's very important to read the given text, to understand it, and to get to get the idea of what it is about, right? I think that was a typo. Okay, and then you read the questions, then you go back to reading the text again with the questions in mind. Okay, so after that, you answer the questions. And we did speak about how you'll be well into exam time. So even when you go back to read the text again, you can now highlight your given text. Okay. All right. So this is the poem, Sonnet 130. Do we have a volunteer? You guys have 2 minutes to go over this, and then I will pick a volunteer to read this. Okay, no, I won't pick a volunteer. A volunteer will probably... And if you guys look at the wording, it's quite easy. So at 11:15, we will start. Okay. So Riarabilwe will read for us at 11:15. Okay, I think Ria can read for us. Unmute. Hi, Ria.
Hi, ma'am.
How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. And you?
I'm good, thanks. Will you please read for us?
My mistress' eyes are nothing like the sun. Coral is far more red than her lips red. If snow be white, why then her breasts are dun? If hairs be wires, black wires grow on her head. I have seen roses demarked red and white, but no such roses in her cheeks. And in some perfumes is there more delight than in the breath that from my mistress reeks. I love to hear her speak, yet well know that music hath a far more pleasing sound. I grant I never saw a goddess go. My mistress, when she walks, treads on the ground, and yet, by heaven, I think my love as rare as any she belied with false compare.
Thank you so much, Ria.
You're
Thank you
welcome.
so much. Okay, so are you guys doing this poem at school? Who is doing this poem at school? I know that some of you are. So who's doing this poem at school? And okay, Precious is doing it. Wanda, are you doing it as well? Bali is also doing it. Yes, Father done it. Okay. Okay, so what do you guys know about this poem? Excuse me, guys. Oh, oh. So I've got flowers here, and because I've closed my windows for the audio, I think it's kind of messing with my sinuses. So sorry about that. Okay. So okay. So Deshan says it's a sonnet. What do we know about sonnets, guys? What do we know about sonnets? What do we know about sonnets? Let's start at sonnets. Sonnet is 14 lines. Yes. Okay. So we all agree that the sonnet, a sonnet of 14 lines. So let's go to Bali's sonnet about how William Shakespeare sees his mistress' perfections in his imperfections. Okay. Okay, so Mbali, do you want to do that poem further into that? So okay, first let's start here. What would you say the theme of the sonnet is? What would you say the theme of the sonnet is? Sorry about that. I had my hands, I think, close to where my mic is supposed to be. I hope you guys can hear me properly now. Okay. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. Thank you. So what is the message? So what would you say is the idea or the theme of the sonnet? Guys, remember what I said the theme was? The purpose of the poem. So the theme here is love. He is in love with his mistress. He loves her despite her imperfections, right? It's an expression of love. Okay, does everyone agree? What else? What else would you say is the purpose of this. Okay, so Deshan says he is in contrast to other love poems written in this time, which over exaggerated the beauty of women. And yes, yes, Gonda says he's mocking typical romantic poems. And I think Deshan, yes, that is correct, Gonda. That is also correct. Deshan, beauty of their women, where as he is, tell the truth as we see this. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so what I would say, guys, is he is basically saying that, you know, most men, most people in this era will only celebrate a woman if she looks a certain way, right? And I think Shakespeare here, you know, gives an alternative view of what a woman's beauty is supposed to be like, or what love is supposed to be like, about, or how a woman doesn't even have to be like gorgeous to for you to love her, you know. So this is a description of his perception, right? Okay, what would we also say? What would we also say? What would we also say the other theme is? Like what is being discussed here? So the first thing he says is my mistress. So we already know that he is discussing a woman, right? So femininity, right? Coral is far more red than her lips red. Coral is not a red color, right? But the expectation is that a woman should have somewhat red lips. Coral is somewhat close to red, but not exactly red. I don't know if you guys have seen coral, the color. It's kind of like orangish, sandish, reddish, right? You guys are hearing me, right? And you guys are understanding what's happening, because I'm not seeing a lot of engagement in the group. Okay, okay, that's good to know. Okay, so I put up a little discussion about sorry about that, guys. I'm actually trying to see where I wrote my answers for what I wanted to do now. Okay. So today we're going to be doing a lot of discussing, right? So the first thing we're going to talk about is how the word is unique in that it carries Elizabethan era, where the beauty of a woman was praised in a cliched and insincere manner. It is therefore an unconventional love poem. Okay, I think that was a typo. Okay, guys, so remember what Kwanda and Deshan said. Let me see if anyone else actually pointed this out. I think Bani pointed out. Yes, also pointed out. Okay, so a lot of people in the era, in the Elizabethan era, would write praise poems to women, right? Praising their beauty and whatnot. So what Shakespeare does is he brings an unconventional perspective to this by saying, hey, this lady is not the most physically pleasing, or the most pleasing to the eye. However, I am in love with her. I do love her. Okay. The quatrains provide an unflattering list of the mistress's qualities. What are quatrains, guys? What are quatrains? The negative comparisons provide a realistic albeit unconventional view as opposed to the traditional cliched and false comparisons. Thank you, Dishan. Thank you, Dishan. You're on fire today. I like it. That is correct. In 4 lines in a what? A sonnet, right? Okay, so the negative comparisons make the poem more realistic. They make this lady more realistic. Because, you know, most poets of the era would say things like, your eyes shine as bright as the stars. I mean, come on. I mean, it's sweet and everything, but come on, really? Eyes that shine as bright as the, what is it called? The stars. Okay, so that's basically what Shakespeare was saying, that I want my words to you to be realistic. I'm not going to compare your eyes to the sun or the stars, because that's unrealistic. So that kind of makes it untrue, which is why we also use the word insincere or cliche, right? Because we just say these things because they sound good, but they're not necessarily true, right? Okay, so the first quatrain is all about the unattractive physical appearance of the speaker's mistress. The second quatrain reinforces the notion that the mistress is not the ideal female model. The third quatrain offers no extraordinary claims. She speaks and walks normally. She does not have a musical voice. Okay, so quatrain 1 to quatrain 3, he's just expressing how normal this woman is. You know, she, you know, like, I feel like most people when they meet people, I mean, you guys probably, when you go into the life, you have the best things to say, right? You have the best comparisons. So to convince that this person is, guys, I'm really unsure what is happening with the audio. I'm really sorry about that. But I hope this is better now because I have gotten closer. Okay, so actually lost my line of thought. Yes, so you want a person to be amazing, out of this world. Okay, I've got 3 minutes, otherwise we're gonna run out of time for Kahoot. Okay, the speaker. Okay, the final couplet contradicts the speaker's attitude, where he says, "And yet." In the quatrains, the speaker is candid and somewhat brutal in his claims about his mistress, but this enhances his love for her since he does not dote on her superficial appearance in stereotypical terms. Okay, so that's a very important point that will help you in your exam as well. So he does not dote on her superficial appearance in stereotypical terms. He is interested more in her as a person. He is in love with her being, her imperfect being, okay? So the speaker makes comparisons with objects traditionally associated with romance, the sun, roses, perfume, and music, but negates the standard by emphatic. Oh, what is happening? Emphatically, nothing like these objects. The ideal imagery, the ideal appearance is a beautiful woman associated with the colors red and white, okay, which represents passion and purity. It's also disproven by showing that his mistress is the opposite of this ideal, usually described in romantic literature. So this supports what Kwanda was saying when he was saying it mocks up the literature of the time, right? Okay, so sensory imagery opposes the conventional view of beauty. Okay, so example, hairs that are wiry instead of smooth. Okay, breath that reeks instead of like her breath escaped her peaceful mouth, you know. So he used the word reeks, which kind of has a negative connotation, because to reek kind of suggests that the smell is an unpleasant one, right? Okay, so her speech does not have a pleasing sound, and her walk is probably clumsy and awkward, unlike the graces of a guest. Okay, so the following shows how the speaker does not feel the need to use exaggerated comparisons or flowery terms. He plainly and simply testifies his love for his mistress despite her seeming imperfections. His love for his mistress is rare. Okay, so does anyone want to speak on that? Does anyone want to speak on that before we go on to the game? Actually, I want you guys to speak on that before we go on to the game. Let's have a discussion. Hi, guys. Hi, Kobe.
Teacher, your audio disappeared there for a while.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the audio today.
But you are back. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you so much, Kobe. Okay, guys. Sorry about that. So start playing the Kahoot game. Okay, before we go on to the Kahoot game, does anyone have anything to say or to ask before we move on? Because I know some of you are very excited right now, and are definitely going to enjoy this. So Precious says his comparison of women being goddesses are no longer grounded and appropriate. Okay, yes, that is a good one. Does anyone else have a question, or should we move on to Kahoot? Okay, got 10 minutes, guys. Any questions? Any questions? Are we moving on to Kahoot? Okay, guys, so I'm gonna need you to, okay, I see Great Snail has joined. Who is Great Snail? Who is Great Snail? Great Snail has joined. Who else? So I'm gonna need you to go to your browser and search. Oh, hi, Gwanda. Okay, so Great Snail is Gwanda. Okay, so as soon as you get your nickname on Kahoot, please come back and tell us on the group that is you. Okay, so please share your screen or log on to Kahoot on your secondary devices. So if you have anyone else at home who has a phone, you could just ask them to please, who is Green Bobcat? Okay, so you could just ask them to give you their phone just for a bit, so you can join. It doesn't even take So yeah, so the quiz is based on basic English knowledge, and the pin for the game is 901352.
Teacher,
Yes, Kobe.
apologies for the interruption. Can you please share your Kahoot screen on Zoom so that we can actually see the questions? The learners will only be seeing the answer screen on their side. They need to watch the Zoom screen still to see the question and then answer on their browsers.
Okay, let me just see, because I have it on my phone. This is going to be a mess.
You can just say share and say new share.
Okay. Let me see something if I can.
That is of course if you do have the Kahoot screen on the same.
Yeah, I hope I'm going to be able to do it here because I want to get in. Okay, so we've got amazing seal. 91352. Okay.
Are you managing the teacher? We've lost your sound again. Your audio is missing. If you can please restart your audio.
And I'm not sure why. Oh my gosh, 8729. Okay, let us see. Hello. Hi,
Sure, your
Kobe.
audio is really bad. Can you quickly just unplug your mic and replug it back in again?
I've logged onto my phone. So
Okay.
I was wondering if you could make me host on my phone so that I can share the screen.
What is your sign on there? Sure.
Yaya's XR.
What would be your name there?
Yaya's XR.
Okay, I've done that.
Okay, let's see what I can do here.
Oh my gosh, what is happening?
Can you share from that phone of yours?
Oh gosh, I think we might just have to do this another day.
Oh my gosh. Hi guys.
Okay, ma'am, let's just go back to the class then. The normal
Okay,
slides.
yes. I'm gonna exit on this device. Okay. Hi guys. I'm so sorry about that. I actually need to see what the problem is on the laptop so that I can do the Zoom on here. I thought we'd be able to do it on my phone, but obviously that didn't work out properly. So I'm really sorry about that. But on Monday, we will definitely do it because I would have figured it out by then. I am so sorry for what has transpired. Okay. So thanks so much for coming to today's class. And remember that the end of class is also appreciation period and appreciation time. So on Monday, we'll start with the Kahoot game, guys. I'm so sorry about what happened today. Actually, we was anticipating the game. And we will be doing paper 3 writing, paper 3 essay writing skills on Monday. Okay, guys, I'm really, really sorry what happened. I really feel bad.